Level 1, already important here for this early lane, as Envy will spot them.
Yeah, all right. Envy taking a bit of damage here as Vital's moving forward, and Close is going to find some chains. Vital has to flash already, Envy going to flash after him, the heal's going to come through, and the autos are down! Already, Nongshim off to a horrible start. Liv Sandbox picking up everything. They don't have very many summoner spells left. But that's about the end of the positives for Nongshim.
How are you feeling about level 2 gank, Sylvie?
I mean, hopefully he's feeling okay about it.
Yeah, because the game stayed pretty rough. As mentioned previously, level 1 control. Not a great look from Nongshim, pretty good look from Sandbox. And maybe you predicted the downfall a little bit too early, but I get it because I am still worried that they will downfall as Birdle.
We'll have to see as Dundun gonna have to keep his back to the wall as Counter-Strike comes back up, and there's the solo kill we were looking for.
And Birdle in the player cam, not happy with himself, doesn't really need to go for these. Right now, the game state's great for you, your team's winning.
Yeah.
If you give the Jacks the opportunity, you might run into some issues later on. Unfortunate, Dundun gonna make the most of that.
Glacial Prison going to connect, final spark down as well. Peter flashes away as Envy, just barely unable to get enough damage.
그리고 또 스피카, 이 정글러 선수가 9인 슬립. 9인 수면. 사실 스피카 선수도 2021년, 2020년 모든 거를 프루브하고 온 선수입니다. 자기 가치를 증명을 분명 하고 온 선수이기 때문에 이번 시즌에 이렇게 슈퍼팀이 꾸러진 상태로 어디까지 올라갈 수 있을지 그게 진짜 관건인 것 같습니다.
그러면 이거 이 LA의 말대로라면 이 LCS는 지금 슈퍼팀이 2개인 거네요.
맞습니다.
아주 슈퍼두퍼.
슈퍼두퍼.
그럼 뭐 봤더니 일정상 보니까 이 두 팀이 바로 맞붙는데 그 LA가 보기에는 어떤 팀이 조금 더 괜찮아 보여요?
Yumi's sole AP. That sounds dangerous. See where they decide to go. 7 seconds on the clock. Showmaker still making up his mind.
Feeling to lead. Oh, I love that. Yes!
On the hunt, Swain is terrifying. And so now, that Sivir-Swain combination, see whether that's going to be enough to push D plus Kia over the line.
There is also continuity between D plus the challenger team and D plus the main team, right? Being able to pull out this Swain, because Swain is Poolbay's favorite. If you're not excited about Poolbay yet, the only reason he's not playing, same for his jungler, is because Canyon and Showmaker are there. Yeah, that's really where we're at, and love this setup here. I think that you have an incredible front line for the Sivir. You have a pick that can actually brawl, right? One of the big issues you run, and often with Akali's, is that she's able to very reliably...
Moving down, and Canyon's going to move in front of the minion wave. Arctic Assault doesn't find anything, but Delight is still extremely low. Canyon is in an awkward position as now Pays. Can he get the kill back? It looks like the answer is no, because he gets into the brush, and Deft locks down the kill. It's a disaster for Gen G.
And this was relatively telegraphed, right? D+, getting some favorable trades on the bot side of the map. Pays and Delight stuck underneath the turret, but no help was coming. Showmaker shoved in Chovy. As a result, couldn't get there. Peanut not able to make it towards his bot lane either. So, Gen G, bot lane being left out to dry. And as a result, decisive
wall state. Be careful, excitement could be ensuing. As Canyon's going to move up, let's see whether he can lock it down. He throws an ult all the way the wrong direction, does steal the Rift Herald though, as now Chovy diving into that backline, but Showmaker is soaking all of the damage forever. It is just insane what this Swain can do, and they'll take the Herald, and they'll get out just fine. With Canyon throwing his ult the wrong direction.
Doesn't end up mattering. Crucially, they get themselves the Herald, and they might also get a second Drake here. Now, the good Drakes have already been reduced by 2, so if you're a D plus Kia fan, you're really hoping for some hackstack action here. Although with Swain and Sivir and...
I reckon Cloud's pretty good.
Cloud's not going to feel as bad as usual. Let me put it that way.
What do you mean? Cloud never feels bad.
Well,
I've been through this.
Well, I'm trying to...
Well, there's a cat that's here. Peanut's going to turn up, and Canna's going to run away.
I'm trying to talk about possibilities, Atlas. This is not about your feelings about Cloud.
Sivir,
yeah,
wandering through the jungle, as this is going to be a straight Doran in a bit of trouble here.
I'm pretty sure D+ is just going to stay together.
Chapter, Vision of Empire going to do a fair bit of work there as well as... Oh no, Peanut That was not the position you wanted to find yourself in. He was just trying to protect Doran, and he paid for it with his life. The ultimate sacrifice to be used by the Genji jungler. As Canna was looking for it, doesn't quite get there, and the boomerang blades are still hurting a heck of a lot. As in goes Canyon yet again. Mega Gnar is hit though. They get the Gnar into the wall also. Doran going down very, very low as Zeri finding an angle here. Definitely a possibility as Showmaker's teleporting over. Chovy gets into the Shroud as now Doran tries to find the house angle. Doesn't quite get it as I thought he might get out of there, but as soon as he starts back, saying that it was kind of okay when they lost most of 2 turrets. As Showmaker going to demonically ascend. Let's see whether he can keep himself alive for long enough. The cavalry are not really arriving though, guys. So Showmaker's just dead.
That's quite big because it doesn't have teleport available, and Dragon is spawning in 45 seconds. So with Hex Gates,
that's a Baron angle.
Oh, yeah, they're not stopping.
Well, Canyon gets a control ward in there, and if this is a 50-50, then that's not what you want. Teleport to come forward here as Canna looking to get over the top. Let's see whether he looks for an ulti as Canyon not going to be able to find the Baron. Deft moves back again after they manage to get that turret. Chovy looks for Deft, but the Yumi's going to eat so much of that damage, and the Deft in so much trouble, and Pace picks up the kill. Showmaker now going to get knocked up as Chovy's now backflipping right on top of him. And Genji, they are going to win this team fight. They're going to turn the game entirely around. The Cat can't do anything, and the Swain's in the same position. Is this game, Chronicler? Like, what's happening?
Well, they can't, and the Nexus isn't going to fall, but man, when Pace went over that wall, I'm sure the life of every Genji fan flashed before their eyes because that could have backfired horribly. But man, what a fight from Genji, and in the replay there's a ton of stuff going on. My MVP of the fight, even though Pace was the one that looked the most explosive, is Chovy, single-handedly keeping Deft and Kellen on the back foot through an exhaust. And Genji might have just found themselves the game-winning fight. As we're going back to this was Showmaker, he's alone. There's no one there. You're a Swain, you feel safe. My call was also that they would be expecting at this point Genji to go bot to try and contest, right? It's Soul Point.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the Drake. Well,
Peanut going to dive forward. Permafrost going to connect. Warrior Trickster now on cooldown as there is a Gnar into the wall. And Showmaker is massive in the front line. Can Chovy find the back line is the question. The Cyclone is huge. Deft keeps himself alive, and the Cassante falls down immediately. Showmaker can't do anything. Goes golden for a little while, but then is going to be taken down. And Genji feeling like they've taken full control back.
no possibility here for D+. Deft can't walk up to the fight. The health bars are low though. And I do wonder if Genji, they are going to go for this Baron. Do you think they should be able to get it? Yeah, and with Callan back in.
Teleport.
It's not happening. Teleport coming in. Deft's going to catch a bot wave. Well, Canyon
has the Akali closing in on him. Canyon has to run away. Deft is kiting beautifully though, as Peanut takes so much damage. Deft goes golden. Chovy gets exhausted. The backflip timing just beautiful. And Chovy crab raves as Genji make their way up mid to win the game.
No one died! They didn't lose anyone!
I mean, 5 people died.
That's a clean ace! Yeah, I know 5 people died, else I'm watching the fight! Oh my! Dominance in the team fighting department here. Genji.
Genji just turned on. It ticked over like the 20-minute mark. And they're like, oh, okay, now we're feeling good. Now we'll win the game. And they absolutely did. They never let go of control after that point. And this is a side to Genji that I don't think many of us have seen so far this season, right? Like, this kind of late game dominance, this kind of like emotional control as well.
My God, it's summer Genji.
No,
it only took.
It's Genji versus D+ Kia Genji. That's the Genji that I'm
That's the angle you're taking. I actually do think that this is the style that Genji about. So I wonder if we're gonna see Chovy go back to some of his more slower paced picks, which I hope not.
Yeah, that's
okay, that's exciting.
This isn't. That's a fun one. Okay, LeBlanc being considered and will be locked in. Not the first time we've seen it. In fact, Showmaker was the first one to bring it out this season. And now D+ here. What is the response to the Cassante LeBlanc? It is probably just Gnar, isn't it?
Hey, Jax exists as well, but it will be Gnar. Yeah, that's mine.
It's taken them a long time
Educating
to find
us.
Gnar. There it is.
Yeah, Gnar pickup makes sense for D+. Can't also go blind Gnar for Gen G because you're playing it to Silas. Don't want to give him free Gnar ultimate, so... Ooh.
Alright.
Peanut dodging the Tri-Burst ward.
Yeah, we'll see whether Canyon and Canna can make this one work as Peanut's going to move on in. There is first blood going over to D+ here, and Peanut is just going to evacuate.
Pretty underwhelming.
Yeah.
Was expecting a bit more there. Didn't come to fruition. Some disjointed play perhaps there from Doran Peanut as... Not quite sure.
It was
They were setting it up. It was relatively, you know, known that Kenyan at the very least had a big chance of being on top side, and
Doran was also, you know, you shouldn't move them towards the LCK. That's what is somewhat of a difficulty. As Canyon's going to make his way over, they found the distortion, and Showmaker picks up the kill. Oh man, I thought it was a lull state for a second there, and immediately in comes Bristle and saves us.
Beautiful timing there from Canyon. Able to catch Chovy as unaware as we were. Immediately throw down the Herald towards mid. Save Showmaker from this rough early lane. Funnel a bunch of gold into him. Might be able to pick another blade here, but Paze and the Light gonna try and make sure that it doesn't happen. Ooh, there we go. Does pick it up.
Love to see it.
Huge moment here for the D+ Kia mid laner. Able to now hopefully be in a little bit of a better position. Chovy also dying with Summoner up, really just getting caught off guard. And that's the unfortunate reality. If you distort away and you are a little bit too predictable, you get taken down. And in that case, he had to be predictable because if he didn't go back, he would also die to the Yuumi ultimate. So not a lot of options there for Chovy, unfortunately. Nice timing from D+.
And remember, this is also Ignite LeBlanc in the mid lane, so definitely indexing very, very heavily into winning the lane. As now Deft is in trouble. Paze is going to cleanse the exhaust. Galen trying to stand in front as Deft gets to relative safety, but the cat is not going to be so lucky, and Paze just runs at the bottom lane of D+ Kia and wipes him out.
And we have seen that the Zeri Lulu lane can be deceptively strong post level 6. In a 2v2, Kellen used his ultimate crucially on that mid play, right? And Gen G's bot lane, very cognizant of that. Hard force and all in, knowing that they have ult advantage, and as a result, take down Deft. Or take down Kellen rather, Deft without summoners as well, meaning that a attempted contest on the next dragon will be a lot tougher. And so Kana also really nicely done there. Peanut actually keeping him away, kind of zoning him off as Showmaker.
Yeah, Bolt Breaker comes in. There's the flash to make sure that they have the chain CC, and you're welcome. It's exactly the same treatment, this time from Chovy and Peanut, to what Showmaker and Canyon just did to Chovy.
I'm starting to be very positively surprised by what Gen G is doing here, because the previous game, it all came down to team fight, where now they're just straight up dunking on D+. As mentioned here, Deft and Co. Kellen in a very long lane. Doesn't have the Yuumi ultimate available because normally you could try.
They are going to guard the eye to deny Peanut picking that one up.
Gen G able to get the final smite as well.
Yeah, Peanut going to dive on top here. That's too much damage, and the Silas is going to fall. Pace looks for the extendo beam. Canyon flashes. He's got a cat as well. But already they managed to take down Showmaker, who's just been prevented from having a good time this game.
Got hit by fire and then polymorphed, man.
Yeah,
they can't play the game.
What's she supposed to do?
Well, not a lot. Gen G looking so good here. Very proactive. Obviously, they're not taking the risk. Giving up Doran is unfortunate, but the fact that Peanut is able to get this smite is very, very nicely done, as just a little bit late on the trigger there. And the Light, Pace, and Chovy get completely zoned off by Canyon first hitting an ultimate, and then the Yuumi, so...
Medicine, if you will, as Doran pushes them all away, and it's Canyon that's the first target. Peanut taken down low as Showmaker just wants to escape, just wants to get out of here, but he's not going to be allowed to. It's a double kill for Doran. on this Cassante as Gen G get the kill lead.
And an overinvestment from the bot. This is just going to be Baron again.
Another one.
This is the same thing that happened last time, but worse.
Yeah, because this time Canyon's not there to try and force some sort of 50-50.
Man, knock up, or knock in rather there from Doran.
It was absolutely beautifully done. And Def, all he gets is a mid-wave for it. So this is the Baron. It's going to be taken down. Pace sitting at full health. Very happy to have now a Baron in his back pocket. Help shove down all of these objectives. We have a look at this fight yet again. The cast a curse onto Cho.
It's Talia, but looking a bit all over the place here. Some of that is focus.
Oh, yeah, Canna going to play leapfrog onto Def. Here's the turnaround, though, as Cassante gets out of there. Might be able to take down Canna as well. The whole team fight kind of gets split up, and that worked beautifully for Gen G. Because that was a lot of cooldowns invested in that one moment, then got dispersed.
And overall, oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay,
never mind.
We'll be fine for now, but when the next wave comes in with the Baron buff, this turret sure to fall. They're still holding on here. You have a Sivir. If there is very good as teleport comes in.
Yeah, they should be able to get rid of the rest of these minions, though, as Doran's softened up, but now Pace is going to turn up. In goes Canna, gets a gnar, but it actually doesn't do anything at all. He gets cease and desisted, and he has to say yes. As Doran dives into the backline, Def has to flash, and the team fight has been ripped to shreds. Def not going to be able to do anything here as the Vault Breaker is enough to get Peanut in. And Showmaker finds himself the last man standing alongside Kellen. Pay's going to rip through him, and then Cassante picks up the KS to finish it off.
What a fighting sense here for Gen G. Peanut really showcasing his form here today. Getting the split-second interrupt on Kana, trying to hard force. And again, gonna echo D+, their game sense generally is something that really impresses me. And right now, they just don't look to be on the same page.
No, they're being read like a book. Look at this, like, they knew exactly what Canna wanted to do before Canna even started to do it.
Look at this interrupt from Peanut.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. That was,
it's the Q and then the C.
That might have even been a mistake. Because he Vault Break it away from the gnar, and then Canna flashed in front of the Vault Breaker. As Pays might... Oh, there we go. They turn it onto Chovy. Let's see whether they can actually do some damage to Pays, though, because he is the one doing everything here for Gen G. Peanut going down very, very low, and the Prowling Projectile does land onto the Vi. Doran just frontlining beautifully, and Pays is just huge. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Doran popping off in the backline as well as the Wallop goes entirely wide. And if they don't kill the Zeri, they cannot win the fight. And Pays shows them exactly why. That's a quadra kill in the end, and they'll say goodnight to this game. 2-0 for Gen G. We use statement quite a lot, but this is absolutely that. After so many were saying this team was third place, they're now second.
And they didn't get second by beating one of the lower tier teams. They got second by beating their direct competitor in a stomp of a 2-0 Atlas. Beautifully done here by Gen G. Truly firing on all cylinders in game number one. First half of the game doesn't go that well. In game number two, they adjust. Peanut is not quite in the position for the first gank of the game. And from that point onward...
Not on the Korean side either. Nobody voted for Gen G. Oh, I mean, I kind of want to ask you guys, like, what is the deal with this? Why do we feel like Gen G was able to turn the tables so easily on this narrative? Because not only was it a win, it wasn't really a close series either. I mean, Gen G kind of just rolled over them.
I mean, I still think like the D+ key, I felt it like even against the T1 series and even today, I think they were like really the game plan leaning to Canyon all the game or even middle game. And especially I think the other laner were not like proactive enough to be able to lead the game, lead the snowball. I think those things were like kind of lack of it. And also like even though it's like it looked like small mistake, but there's a lot of like especially for today like